qualified patients, certain restrictions apply. Results may vary.
Did you know that Brandon Ford is the #1 certified pre-owned Ford dealer in the country? Let me repeat that. In 2014, not a single other Ford dealer in the entire world has sold more certified pre-owned Fords than Brandon Ford. Why is that? Because Brandon Ford has the cleanest, nicest looking certified pre-owned Fords you'll ever see. Over 300 of them. More certified pre-owned Fords in stock than any other dealer in America. Every model, every option package, every color imaginable. Some with as little as 5,000 miles. Looks new, smells new, but at price of sale, you'll laugh all the way to the bank. And the factory-backed 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty is honored at any Ford service department in America. So come to Brandon Ford and pay a fraction of the new car price for a pre-owned vehicle that's so clean you can eat off the hood. The #1 volume certified pre-owned Ford dealer in America. Highway 60 and 301 in Tampa, and at BrandonFord.com. If you want to pay tons less for a certified pre-owned Ford, that's Brandon Ford's business.
So the Tampa CP's The Bone. Think you've heard this before? Maybe you should get a life. It's the weekend replay on 102.5 The Bone. Sure, they may play games like Guess Who Farted, but they're also very immature sometimes too. It's the Mike Calta Show.
Welcome back to the Mike Calta Show, 727-579-1025 or 1-800-771-1025. Mike Calta Show cruise number 8 is the 8th cruise we've done here at this radio station, and I think the 12th or 11th that I've done with Accent on Travel. We are going to Cozumel on October 23rd, and you are all invited, but it is filling up early. Because early for us, but really the whole world has had a chance to book for the whole year. We've got over 100 people going already. Now I'm gonna discuss this on the air and see what you think. I love that we never have meetings. We just
never. And I get nervous sometimes.
Corey and Chad are the Smash Brothers. They're comedians. They're from Los Angeles. You might have seen them on TV. They're good friends of Ralphie's, and they were very funny guys. Okay. The interesting thing is I don't know them as comedians because I've never seen them live, but they are very funny. I've seen their stuff on YouTube and stuff. But they're great dudes, and they want to go on the cruise. And they're like, hey, we're free that weekend. We're not booked. We want to keep it open. We want to get down there, blah, 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 blah. And I think that being that it's so close, we may want to talk to them. And again, talk to Ralphie and anybody else and decide, just put it out there and say, look, we're not selling it as a comedy cruise, but we are bringing some funny comedians along with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's always an option.
That's because I know that we're going at a time where it's going to be Halloween time, so we may end up having a costume contest on board.
Yeah.
We are going to Cozumel Palace like we always do, and the Pitbull Toddler is going and playing, provided that our singer is still alive by October. And then if we could say the last party we're doing a comedy show, I think we might be in good shape there.
Yeah.
So let's think about that. Before we went to break, I had asked for you folks to call up with suggestions on who could fill in for this show next week while we are on vacation, or would you rather hear best of and say, hey, remember that one time when you guys talked to this guy? In my mind, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear live Brusky. If I'm driving around listening to a show, like, let me see, I'm trying to think of shows that I listen to out of the market sometimes while I'm driving in the morning, getting my coffee or whatever, I flip around. I flip over to Rover, who does a show, I think, out of Cleveland. I like to check him out every once in a while to make sure I'm better than he is. And if I find out that it is a best of show, I won't listen anymore, just because I don't want to hear outdated stuff. But then again, at the same time, if I listen to Opie and Anthony and they're on best of, I don't care, because their stuff is kind of timeless to me. If they're yelling at some sort of celebrity or they're doing funny conversation with Jim Norton, it doesn't matter when it was, it's still funny to me. So it's a weird, but I just assume if you guys would rather have live programming, which we've never done before. The only time that I know that we've done it was when I think it was the Zimmerman verdict came out, and I was on vacation and Drew Garabo was taking your phone calls, and it was such a hot topic that he said, people on Twitter were like, I wish we can keep talking about this, and I said, well, don't let me stop you, I'm not there, I don't care what you do, and Drew ended up staying until 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it's a good option to have, and if you don't take vacation too often, which you normally don't, you kind of keep them for in the normal spots every year, that it's like every now and again, if you can set aside that week to be live, I think everybody agrees that's better.
opportunity to
So
fill
we
in
do.
for him. And when I'm not here for days, single days like that, Calvin just takes over and the show runs as normal. So here comes some phone calls, 727-579-1025.